Brownsbridge Transit, what's up you guys? It's Stuart here and I miss you guys. I am at home just like the rest of you. In fact, I've got kids trying to be quiet while I'm shooting this. Molly, you're doing a great job. Really great job, girl. Anyway, we're kicking off a new series today called No Regrets, where I got to sit down with a couple transit staff at some of our other churches and talk about temptation in middle school. Hope you guys love this series. But first, we're going to sing a little bit with Abigail, and hopefully, we'll see you guys very soon. We all miss you.
What's up, Transit? Good morning. It is so good to see you guys. I am Abigail. If we don't know each other, good to meet you. This morning, we are going to sing a song together. It's a song that, if you've been around Transit, is super familiar. It's called Who You Say I Am. And this song, as so many of you know, is a great reminder that we aren't who we think we are. We're not who the internet or social media says we are. We're who God says we are. We are chosen. We're not forsaken. Big word for abandoned or left behind or even left out. No, we're none of those things. We're included. We're chosen. We are who God says we are. His children, loved, wanted. So that's what we're going to remember together as we sing. And we really hope that you'll sing along too. So get those lyrics pulled up, Who You Say I Am, and then jump on in when you're ready. Here we go. All right. Awesome. Let me pray for us. God, thank you that it's true, that you are among us, that you are among your people gathering together to sing about you, to remember what you've done for us, and to remember how much you want to be close to us and be in a relationship with us. And so this morning we say yes to you, God. We say yes to your relationship. We are here gathered together in one body of people, even though we're far apart. We love you. We're grateful for you, and we're grateful for Jesus. And it's in his name that we pray and sing. Amen.
Hey everyone, welcome to Transit. We're doing this new series called No Regrets. And we thought we'd do something a little bit different. We thought instead of just one person talking, we try to get a few of our friends together on the line and talk about this idea of regrets. So first of all, from North Point, I got my friend Andy. Andy, how's it going?
It's going well. Good to see you guys.
Over from Brownsbridge, I think you know him, you love him. Hey Stuart, how are you?
What's up, guys?
And now let me say hello to Gene. Gene from Gwinnett. Gene, how are you?
Hey guys, doing good.
And everyone loves Will. Will from down in Decatur City. Good to see you, Will.
Hey, everybody.
So, guys, we want to do this series about regrets. And no one goes out into life wanting to make a bunch of regrets. No one wants to ruin their life or wind up friendless in Greenland. Like, everyone wants a great life, but somehow you wind up a few years down the road and you have regrets. When you all think about middle schoolers, when you think about that time in middle school, what were some of the regrets that you had?
Yeah, I think for me in middle school, I was really quiet and shy. And so I remember one time this girl was getting bullied by another classmate, and I didn't say anything. I didn't speak up. I didn't do anything. I didn't go tell the teacher. And no one else around me did anything either. And so we didn't want to be, known as the snitch or the tattletale, or, sometimes you get brought up, to like mind your own business. And so we just didn't do anything. And looking back at it now, I really regret that I didn't stand up and say something in that moment.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, I really wanted to be liked and I really wanted friends. And it really didn't matter who those friends were, because that desire for acceptance and to be liked was just so strong. And I ended up getting in with the wrong crowd, and I remember making some bad decisions. They actually made a decision one time to vandalize somebody's property when I was in middle school, and I didn't do anything to stop them. And looking back, that was something that I really regret not doing.
Yeah, for me, I feel like I remember so many Monday lunch times where we've had a weekend and I'll come in and I'm sitting with my friends and we all start parent bashing together. We're just frustrated with all the limitations that we had during the weekend and the rules our parents put on us and all the times that they told us no and how they just don't understand us. And then now it seems like each year that goes by, I understand more and more, oh, they actually weren't terrible parents, probably to any of us. They just did it because they love us. So I just regret that every morning it seemed like we were bashing people who actually loved us the most.
Yeah, Britt, I was super interested in romantic relationships. And I remember this one specific relationship. I know, right? And I remember in that one relationship, literally changing the way that I looked, changing the things that I did in order to accommodate this other person. And I remember in that moment losing some friends and losing some friendships because I put that significant other ahead of them. And then obviously the relationship didn't last. And then I was left with this hole of not having any friends because I chose that person over my friends. And so I regret looking back and thinking about the times that could have happened or the memories that we could have had together if I just wouldn't have been so focused on that single individual.
Well, guys, when I hear those stories, when I hear about your regrets, I can't help but notice that they often happen in group setting. What makes it so difficult to do the right thing, to avoid regrets when you're with a crowd of people, maybe they're going the wrong direction? What's unique about the group setting when it comes to regrets?
Yeah, Britt, I think that's a really great question. I think it's because in middle school, you feel awkward and different, and you don't want to stand out and you don't want to be different compared to everybody else. You just want to blend in and you want people to like you. And so you're going to be tempted to do what everyone else is doing, even if it is sometimes the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, when I think back to middle school, the thing that I think I was made fun of for more than anything else was for being different. I mean, I got called weird a lot. And I just learned personally that it was safer to just do what everyone else was doing, even if what they were doing wasn't necessarily the right thing.
Well, guys, this week, in week one of the series No Regrets, we're really just talking about temptations. When you're tempted to do something, maybe with a group, maybe it's on your own. What do you think are some of the temptations that middle schoolers face these days?
I think I think for me in middle school, and I think for a lot of people in middle school, things to lie about, you want to lie about certain things to be able to do stuff or get things. You hide stuff, or maybe even, I know for a lot of girls, it's gossiping. It's tempting to talk about other people in not so friendly ways.
Yeah, I think some of the common things that middle schoolers deal with right now are, I mean, adults too. I think one of the biggest things that people struggle with is just that opportunity and that ability to put someone down in order to make ourselves feel better, to make us feel more important. That's a temptation to lower other people and to build yourself up. I think another temptation that middle schoolers face is things on the internet. It's things that they shouldn't be necessarily looking at. I mean, that is a temptation that is around every corner. And, you know, sometimes your parents don't have guidelines, or your parents don't have rules, or you don't have these different things. But I know for a fact that there's a lot of middle school students out there who are looking at things that they probably shouldn't be looking at.
Guys, as you know, as the transit team was talking this week about temptation, this one verse came up over and over again out of 1 Corinthians. Paul writes to that church, "No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. But God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you're tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it." God, that's 1 Corinthians 10:13. What do you think that verse means for us today? What does it mean for today's middle schooler?
When I hear that verse, one of the things that I feel grateful for in it is the beginning where it says, "No temptation has overtaken you except what's common to mankind." And just the idea that other people are facing what I'm facing almost makes it feel better, because I always feel alone in those things. Like nobody else is quite experienced what I'm experiencing, or the temptations what I'm experiencing, or maybe as strongly as I'm feeling the temptation, they're not. But this helps me understand it's actually common to the people around me, and something is comforting about that.
Yeah, I love that. I also love the part where it says he will provide a way out. And to me, it means that there's still hope, that no matter how deep you are in a particular temptation or how stuck you feel in a situation, that there is a way out. There's always another way. And it reminds me of Finding Dory. I don't know if you guys have watched that movie before, but Dory always finds herself stuck in like different situations. And Hank is like with her, and Hank is totally pessimistic. He's like, like you can't find anything. Like we're just stuck here. It's useless. We can't do anything. But Dory's, she's been taught like there's always another way out. And so I love that. And that it just reminds me like God will provide a way out, no matter what kind of situation you're in, how deep you are stuck in a temptation, that God is going to provide for you, and that there's still hope for you.
Just want to know, as we wrap up, is there any other things you want to tell our students, any other encouragement you can give our students as they deal with a world that's full of temptation?
Yeah, I think as I was talking a little bit about some of my experience in middle school, that may be similar for some of you guys. I think the need that drove a lot of the temptation that I had was my need for acceptance. And it even drove me to be this person that I wasn't. And for you, whatever it is, fill in the blank there for you. But I think that being accepted for who you're pretending to be will never be as fulfilling as being accepted for who you actually are. So my encouragement to you guys would be surround yourself with people who encourage you to be a better version of yourself, not just another version of them. And our hope at Transit is that that's your small group.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to end this talk without at least saying that there will definitely be moments for every single one of us watching this thing, that as much as the series is called No Regrets, we will make a decision or a choice in a moment that we do regret, and maybe give in to a temptation that we wish we hadn't of. But we have a God who forgives us, who stands by us just the same, and his love for us never, ever changes.
Yeah, I wish somebody in middle school just said, hey, you don't have to go at this alone. And as you sit in your sin, or you sit in your temptations, as you sit in that seat, you just start to think that you're the only one that's dealing with this, or you're the only one going through this. But in all actuality, there's a lot of people who are feeling the same way that you are. And so, like the others have said, I truly am so grateful that you have a place like a small group where you can open up about what's going on and the temptations that you are feeling. So you've been handed a gift that a lot of us haven't ever had before. And we hope that you're taking advantage of the fact that you have small group leaders and people in your small group who want to support you and care for you.
Well, everyone, thanks for joining us today as we started the series No Regrets. We talked about the idea that God always gives us a way out. As you head to group, as you head to start your discussion, I'd love for you to be thinking, what are the most common temptations that today's middle schoolers face? So be thinking, what are the most common temptations that middle schoolers face? We'll see you next week.
Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys have a great small group, and we'll see you right back here for part 2 of No Regrets next week.